3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to episode, I think, 14 of Ruse Radio. We're here with Margot. She's about to jump down. If you're watching on video, you just saw Margot. If you're listening on audio, you did not. That's my cat. And we also got in the background Beau over here. Beau, introduce yourself. Who are you?
Oh, hi. Oh, I wasn't ready. Oh, no. Okay, hi, I'm Beau. I'm Wyatt's sister.
Over there.
Yeah.
Over here.
Alright. Beau is my sister, my sibling in the flesh. I grew up with Beau Chipman. My government name is Wyatt Chipman, for those listening. My dad likes to say that he named me after Wyatt Earp. Beau, do you got... Margot? Beau, do you got any interesting things about your name you can tell anybody?
Oh, yeah. Nice segue. My name isn't Beau.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, how do I talk about this? I don't know.
How do we start? Well, Margot's jumping right around the camera for those listening on audio. I'm really hoping she doesn't knock anything. Margot, what are you doing? Get down. Alright. Sorry about that.
This is
Had to
rough.
move the cat. So anyways, Beau, tell us about your name. I don't know. Tell us in the way that you think you could tell us. What about your name is interesting? I mean,
well, legally,
who is Beau?
Who is Beau? I'm Beau, yo. I'm not the greatest rapper ever. Hate to break it to you. But, no. Legally, my name is Savannah Chipman. And I just think that's not fitting. I don't know. Do I look like it?
I've always, I remember, thinking I kind of felt bad for you in, elementary school or school, because they would always call you Savannah if they were calling your name.
Okay.
So, you're not really fully explaining. So, I think the origin of Beau is because my dad called Beau, or Savannah, Beau. He called Beau Peep when she was growing up.
Yeah, little Beau Peep.
Yeah, and that's why it became a name. It's because of that.
Yeah, no.
But it stuck more than Savannah.
Yeah, well, at first it was just Dad calling me Beau, and then everyone...
Well, I've always thought of you as Beau.
Yeah, well, no, all of my family called me Beau.
Yeah.
And then, when I got to kindergarten, and, we get there, and, you have to introduce yourself, and I introduced myself as Beau, and everyone looked so confused, and I didn't understand why. And for, the first couple, weeks of kindergarten, I was writing Beau on, all of my papers. And, at some point, my teacher had to, sit me down and tell me, sweetie, your name isn't Beau, your name's Savannah. It's no. Everyone's called me Beau my entire life. What are you talking about? Grandma calls me Savannah, but I don't understand that. It's a grandma thing, It could just be a grandma thing. But anyway, she had to, teach me how to, spell my name.
She had to teach you your real name.
Yeah, I didn't know how to spell my name. Anyway.
That's funny. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's Beau. That's who Beau is. That's the origin of Beau. You basically said it all for me. That's all that I could really tell them about Beau. Is there anything you want to tell them about yourself? This is the beginning. Is there anything you want to say? If this is someone tuning in and they're just listening to something people talking and they're like, who the heck are these people? And they just want to know who you are. What would you say?
Who am I? I don't know. I work at KFC.
Cool. Very cool.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I do art. I paint a lot. That's my favorite.
What do you like to paint? What kind of paintings do you paint?
Okay, well, it's kind of hard to explain. So basically, it's this, entire character. There's a whole story. That's all I pretty much paint now. They're called Chads.
Oh, yeah. Chads.
Yeah.
I know about your Chads a little bit.
Yeah.
Is there a way you can describe Chads to people?
They kind of look like a big fat peanut.
It is like a peanut person.
Yeah, it's like a big fat peanut with like big
I
butt
invented
legs.
a similar thing called a fish man when I was in
They're
middle
not
school.
similar. They're not similar.
It's similar because it's a figure that you draw that represents something.
Yeah, but I feel like every kid kind of has that one thing that they draw all the time.
Like in Superbad.
Yeah, like in Superbad. Dude, I just watched that again the other day. Like, it popped up on, like, Netflix and, like, the recommendations. And I haven't watched it in so long, and I forgot. Movie. Oh, that's a good movie.
I haven't rewatched it in a while. But I was, like, there's some, like, video essay I almost watched on YouTube talking about how it was, like, the best movie ever. And I didn't watch that either. But Superbad is probably one of the best, like, of that genre. It's probably one of the best ones. That's probably true.
What genre would you say it is? Isn't it
You know, the whole
comedy?
Seth Rogen genre?
Is Seth Rogen just his own genre?
Well, not even Seth Rogen. It's, who's the guy who directed Freaks and Geeks? Because he directed that movie, too. He also directed Knocked Up. I don't know if he directed Superbad.
Wasn't it like Seth Rogen and his friend had been writing Superbad since they were like 14?
Yeah, but he directed it. And the fact that he directed it was related to Freaks and Geeks because they knew each other.
Right.
But his movies kind of are a genre within themselves because you got like Superbad, Knocked Up. One movie that was like later on in that whole thing was This Is 40. I don't know if you remember that. But that was with Paul Rudd and the girl that he was married to in Knocked Up. And it was like within the universe of Knocked Up. And it was taking place later on. You don't know about that movie?
No, I don't know about that movie.
Like, there's a moment, it's not, like, Seth Rogen's not even in the movie. There's just a moment within the movie where they, like, mention him and, like, their relationship with him, but the whole movie's kind of, like, about those characters and being 40.
It's the same characters, just... Oh, okay.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
But that's the same director of Knocked Up. I'm trying to remember, I can't remember his name at all. I should Google it, but I'm not going to Google it. But he's kind of invented, like, a genre within those movies. I'm trying to think of other ones that there are. Are you going to Google it?
Yeah, I'm going to Google it.
Okay, Google who directed This Is 40 in particular. Anyway, he's a good director, but it's like dramedy almost.
Drama?
It's like a you wouldn't call
Judd
Knocked Up Judd Apatow, yeah. But you wouldn't call Knocked Up a dramedy. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's like a comedy, and then it gets to the drama, and then, you know, it gets back to the comedy, and it's all good. Yeah. That's what those movies are. Like, there's always a feel-good, like, family aspect almost. It's weird. Like, Judd Apatow has a certain... But Superbad isn't particularly, but almost.
Almost.
Did you ever see Drill Bit Taylor? That's a classic. That's an Owen Wilson classic.
Owen Wilson? No, I haven't seen that.
It's a good one.
What if it's got Owen Wilson in it?
Yeah, it's got Owen Wilson in it, so. It's like, how can you go wrong with Owen Wilson? I'm just kidding. He's not like Nicolas Cage.
Oh, you can't go wrong with Nicolas Cage.
You can't go wrong with Nicolas Cage.
Even if it's bad, it's still Nicolas Cage. You're fine.
In this movie.
You're like, people are still gonna watch it.
People are gonna tune in because you got Nicolas Cage. I started Mandy and I haven't finished it.
Mandy?
It's like, yeah, it's supposedly like the newest good Nicolas Cage movie.
When did it come out?
Recently.
Like, how
It's
recently?
like last year or the year before. I think 2017 is my best guess, but it's recent. And like I remember seeing advertisements about it, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I haven't heard like anything about Nicolas Cage in a
You haven't
really
seen
long
like
time.
the meme where he's like going, he's screaming in a room.
I haven't seen that.
That's from. Oh, well, I thought you would. That's from Mandy because he's like screaming in a room. It's like classic. I only have seen the beginning of the movie, and there were no classic Nicolas Cage moments yet. But you know when it's a classic Nicolas Cage moment when you see it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like, you know when you're seeing it, it's happening right in front of you.
You know?
I wrote a poem about Nicolas Cage.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you write that? Why?
Hold on, I should get my phone because it's on my phone. Oh, you're holding my phone.
I'm holding your phone.
I know it starts with, the rage, the cage, a national treasure, something to something a pleasure. I can't remember. It's really good. It's on my Instagram because I made a whole video about it recently, but I made it for poetry class in school because we had to make something that was like an ode to something. And so I thought it'd be great to make an ode to Nicolas Cage. And so that was what I made.
When I took poetry in high school, I had to do an ode to something, and I did an ode to a good boy. You
What's
know?
a good boy?
A good boy.
Like a dog?
A dog.
Oh,
you know, the best boy.
Yeah,
I think you know which
like a
boy I'm talking about.
Well, that's
The
a good
good
segue
boy.
too, because I had on my notes here something very important that we had to talk about.
There's something really important.
There's a good boy that's within our lives. I have not spent too much time with this good boy recently, but he is the best boy.
I just...
Drum roll, please. Oscar. Oscar is the best dog. He's so good.
He's just so...
He's so good.
He does
if you've ever
nothing wrong.
seen a mountain feist, is that the right name?
Yep, he's a mountain feist.
Feist dogs. They look a little bit like a squirrel, but a dog too.
No, they look like little baby deer.
Yeah, like a little baby deer.
But a dog.
Like they got real long legs and like
A big chest, but like a little itty bitty body.
yeah.
I don't know, it's weird. They don't
Small
have
heads.
tails.
They cut the tails. So
Yeah,
they could have
they cut the
tails.
tails. They could.
For some reason, people just cut their tails.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah. But they're so cute, and we got a little dog named Oscar.
He's such a
How
good
do I
boy.
start? Okay. Oh, I unplugged my headphones, but I'm gonna keep going.
You're
So
an idiot.
when I met little Oscar,
Little Oscar.
I was reeling. So there was an event that happened with another dog, and we were on vacation, and we lost that dog, and we're coming back, and we then were replacing this dog with this dog named Oscar. And this other dog we had spent a lot of time with, her name's Bailey. God bless. She's not just another dog. She's a beautiful dog. I miss Bailey so much. Sometimes I see pictures and I'm like, wow. But, you know, we were replacing her with this dog named Oscar, and I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, so I was like about to come home from like being in where were we at? Can you remember? I'm trying to remember where it was.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. Yeah. And we're in Myrtle Beach, and like, you know, it was all pretty good. It was alright, you know. I was like, you know, still a little emo. I was still going through all that. You know, everybody's still a little emo. Come on. We ain't gonna lie. So, you know, I was going through a little bit. I was sad because, you know, I didn't want to go to Myrtle Beach because I didn't want to leave because I wanted to spend time with my girlfriend because that's who I was at the time. And I was all sad, and I remember that was what I was going through, really. And then, like, you know, all of a sudden on the way back, apparently Bailey had eaten another dog, and so I'm like, oh, okay, that's not very good. And then Adam's like, alright, well, you know what, this is it. And so he decides that it's time to get rid of Bailey, and then that just happens, and we're on our way home, and I'm like crying and being all hysterical, and I get home, and there's this other little dog there, and he's like not Bailey. Okay, that's all I could think at the time. I'm looking at this little thing like he's got these like, why is he looking at me like
You
that?
were so mean. You were like, this is the ugliest dog I have ever seen.
He still has the same exact look in his eyes, and it's funny because if I took a picture of him like when the very first day, so and he still looks the exact same in his eyes. But I remember looking at him that first day and thinking like, ugh. He was not Bailey. I was upset, but like I love Oscar so much, and he's the sweetest dog in the whole world, and he's got this way about him. You can sleep with him, and he won't scratch your door because he has to pee, because he doesn't even want to upset you. He'll just wait until you open the door, because you know what? He doesn't want to get in your way.
Dude, he will just sleep with you all night. He'll cuddle up next to you. Like, he doesn't care. He'll get get up when you get up. Like, he's just the biggest baby.
He's just happy that you're letting him sleep in the room.
Oh my god, he just loves humans. Like, he just loves human contact. Like, he's just a little baby.
He's the best boy.
He's the best boy.
He is the best boy.
Yep, there's no boy better than Oscar.
Well,
he's the best.
See, for all those people listening, though, they probably have a boy in their lives that they're thinking about, and I wouldn't want to put those boys down. You know what I'm saying? When I say that Oscar's the best boy, I know that you probably have a good boy in your life too, and I just want you to think about that good boy. Let's not say that he's better than all their boys, because you never know.
No,
Maybe
I know.
he's just the best boy to us because, you know, we have such an emotional connection to him. You
Yeah,
ever think about that?
that's possible, but I know. In my heart, I know.
You never know.
He's the...
Do you think you really know things? Do you know
You're getting
anything?
too deep, Wyatt.
I have to ask you about cats.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Okay.
Cats.
Yeah,
In particular, you have a cat.
I do have a cat.
It sounds kind of like aneurysm. His name.
Yep. Sometimes I call him aneurysm.
Do you?
Yeah, I go through a lot of names. Aneurysm, abyss, abscess.
Abscess is I made abscess up.
Yeah.
That was me, because I remember thinking of abscess one day and thinking that's a very good nickname. It's very fun. Actually, I think Ruby might have come up with abscess, because I think she might have said that, and I was like, wow. Like, that's. But I'm trying to think of some other ones. Abscess. Like aspirin comes to mind. Aspirin
Oh,
would be there.
asparagus.
Asparagus. That's a very good one.
Yeah.
But
Oh, his name's Absinthe.
his real name's Absinthe.
Yeah.
We should probably put that out.
Yeah, like the alcohol.
It's not funny unless you know his real name. Absinthe is his real name,
Yeah.
which apparently came from Adam. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so when we got him, so our sister Felicia found some kittens outside of her house.
And I was like, no, don't take that cat. He's probably sick and has diseases. You found him outside.
Okay, well,
That was what I said.
so our sister texts me and she goes, hey, you want this little black cat? She said it was a girl and that it was super sweet.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I mean, I'll take it, but I don't know if Mom wants it.
I don't think that was your reaction. I think
Yeah.
it was more like, oh, I'm just going to take it and hope Mom thinks that's fine.
No, I asked Mom.
You did ask her?
Yeah, we had a long talk about it. That's when we decided that he had to stay in the basement for a while, but then after that, like, he roamed the house.
Keep in mind that this was after I already had a cat, and I knew that Margot would not enjoy this random cat coming along, which I was right, because Absinthe would always come along and like try to hump Margot and bite her neck. He was a very, he would try to play with her, and Margot's so playful and she just wants to have some fun, but Absinthe would be a little jerk. Continue.
I don't know, what else can I say about him? He's a little nasty boy.
Yeah.
He's a nasty
Like, he's
boy.
cute, but he's got a...
He's gross.
I wasn't gonna say that.
No, he's gross.
You think he's gross?
I think you can admit it. He's kind of gross.
What about him is gross?
Oh, do you want me to go into detail?
I mean, like, well, the people that are hearing
So
this
he's-
don't know Absinthe.
Okay, well, I don't think I've ever, like,
When you
posted-
just say, he's a nasty boy.
Yeah.
No one knows what that
He's
means.
grody.
Gross.
No, okay, so, like, he's, like, he's not bald.
Well, the thing is, I think there's a lot of black cats that are bald.
Okay, but, like, it's bad. No, like, a lot of black cat...
He's got, like, no butt hair, basically.
Okay,
His whole
so
back end.
it's like the back of his legs all the way up his butt and then like all the way under his stomach.
If anyone listening
Or no, not all
is
the way
hearing
under
this
his
and is
stomach, but,
thinking,
like-
oh, I know exactly what's wrong with your cat, feel free to message me or Beau.
Let me know.
We don't...
I don't know how to fix it. He's just always
Someone's probably
like
like,
this.
going, take him to the vet. That's probably what they're listening to this, like, oh my god.
I need to take him to the vet. I
Yeah,
know.
take him to the vet.
Yeah, he's.
Margot's got a little spot on her like back knee
Oh,
that's like
no,
balding.
poor baby.
And I googled it, and I think like I don't know. I don't know if you're like kind of have little bald spots. If that's like.
I think that's probably normal.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's from absent touching her too much.
Her leg?
Yeah, because he's balding too. Maybe he got his disease.
She doesn't even live with him anymore.
I know, but it's the after effect. So, Beau, what kind of car do you drive?
I drive an Impala.
What? That's the same kind of car as me.
What?
That's crazy. I can't even believe that.
Oh
I was just asking you what kind of car you drove, and you happen to drive the same exact car as me.
Yeah, what's the year of your car?
2002.
2002?
Yeah.
I think mine's like...
Let me guess. 2004?
I think so, yeah. I think that's
How would I
probably
guess
right.
that?
I don't know, it's crazy.
Dude, that's really crazy.
Oh my god.
This is really weird right now.
How do you know
We
that?
have the same car, and I guess the right year. I'm just gonna change the subject, because I'm kind of scared right now.
Are you psychic? Dude, if you're psychic, you have to tell me.
If I were psychic, would I tell you?
Yeah. You would.
No, I'm not psychic.
I don't like that look.
Alright, so Beau, what's some music that you would recommend? Like if Beau was recommending some music, Beau wrote these notes and she wrote music that Beau, in parentheses, me, recommends.
Because I was writing the notes, but I was writing out what you were saying. Anyway.
So what is the music that you would recommend?
Okay, so the music I listen to just depends on my mood. I don't know.
While you recommend this music, I'm gonna go pee.
What? I have to
Just
talk
recommend
about music?
Yeah, go ahead, I'm gonna pee.
Oh my god, I'm all alone. This is scary. I can't do this. Wyatt, no! Okay. This is gonna be rough. I don't wanna do this. Oh no. Okay. What the fuck? Okay. I like music. I like music a lot. I went through a lot of, I'm probably holding this too close. I went through a lot of phases with music. I listened to Screamo for a while. That's pretty rough. I would say currently my favorite band is Andrew Jackson Jihad. I really like them. I'm panicking. Help.
I'm back.
I can't do this, Wyatt.
No, you're doing really good.
I'm gonna cry.
You were saying your favorite band.
Yeah. But before that, no, cut that out.
Your favorite, I can't cut anything.
You gotta cut it.
Your favorite band
This is
Andrew
rough.
Jackson Jihad?
Andrew Jackson Jihad,
Why?
yes.
Why is that? What's good about that? I think I've heard like a couple of their songs.
Yeah, well, you once told me that Andrew Jackson Jihad and all the bands like the Front Bottoms have the same sound. Like they all sound the same. Yeah, you said that to me before, and that really grinded my gears. I gotta say.
I don't remember that. Hold me accountable.
That's something you said to me, and I will always remember.
I will say if I said it, I'm sorry, but I don't remember. I probably said it out of ignorance.
Probably.
And I apologize.
Well, you're not wrong.
Oh.
But
Okay.
but you shouldn't say it.
You're not wrong, but you shouldn't say that, because I like those guys.
Right. Yeah.
Well, isn't there that other band that everybody says sounds like the Front Bottoms?
McCafferty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't they like broke up for a while because of it?
They broke up?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What, did one of them like have a sex offender scandal or something?
No, I'm pretty sure it's because like I don't know.
You never know.
I don't. No.
It
But
could
I'm
be
pretty
anything.
sure it was because like people were saying that like they were a knockoff from Bottoms.
Oh, I've heard.
Like
I remember
in the
that.
one song like "Still Only Lunch for this guy named Brian." Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway. Alright. How do you sing like Front Bottoms? Can you do it?
No. No, it's just like is it even singing? Like that okay. So I would describe like the music.
Plug your nose and talk louder.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Walking down the road
Yeah, that was pretty close.
Been a long time
It sounds like a little...
since the days I know.
No, you're
No,
getting
that's more like
Blink-182.
Blink-182.
Yeah, no, you're getting two.
That was good Blink-182 though.
Yeah, good Blink-182.
Yeah.
Not Front Bottoms.
What's fun? I'm trying to think of how because they're close but different. It's like what's a Front Bottom song?
Twin Size Mattress.
Like what are the lyrics? Run by me real quick. It's not coming over yet. Say them. You know what I'm saying?
no. Okay, wait. Why can't I even... Okay. Love how you disagree to tell me that I'm wrong, but every bone is healed and every
like
stitch
the
is
chorus or
whole.
something.
Oh my god, that's Lipstick Covered Magnet.
Yeah, that was like a whole different
That's
song.
Lipstick Covered Magnet.
I was like, I don't know, what was that one?
I can't think of the lyrics to Twin Size Mattress.
Jesus.
You're putting me on the spot.
I thought you'd know it. You're the music guru here.
Oh my god. Music guru.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I used to really like the song Help by them. I still like that song.
Oh, that's a good song.
It's a good song.
I
That was
like
one of
that
my
song.
favorites.
I enjoy that song.
I can't remember how that goes either.
As you take the toothbrush out of your mouth, you say, "This is what I want, motherfucker, make it happen for me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is... I can't just jump into it like that. I'm trying to think of... This is what I want. This is what I want.
No.
What?
You can't do it, man.
I know I can though.
You just gotta practice.
This is what I want. What only happen for me. Too SpongeBob. I've tried. I was doing like a Patrick impression with somebody the other day. They said it was bad. Was it you?
I think it was me. It wasn't terrible, but it was...
I couldn't do it very. I wouldn't even want to redo it right now.
Hey, can we talk about Acapella Songmaster?
Yeah, I gotta bring it back sometime.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff.
I came over last night and Wyatt was showing me some videos that he made when he was like 13.
That's true.
It was like the beginning of your rap career, I would say.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your music
That was the
career.
origin of Ruse right there.
Yeah, but
For
it
sure.
wasn't Ruse.
Yeah, but that's where it all started. That was
Right.
where I first got into music. The first music I ever made was Acapella Songmaster.
Yep. You do a really good Cartman impression in there.
Well, I took that stuff serious.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend you or anything.
That wasn't an impression.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, like, it's fine if
But-
you, like, thought it was similar to...
You know, it's just kind of like, you know, in the video, there's like even like a picture of Cartman. Yeah, I just kind of assumed that.
Yeah.
Was that intentional or?
I think I was younger then.
Yeah.
I can't remember that part.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a good song. Acapella Songmaster, it's on YouTube. It's the origins of my art, basically.
Yeah. What was the first time you did?
2.5k views on YouTube if you want to look up Skillet Monster Acapella Songmaster. Acapella Songmaster, all one word, it's a channel name. It's basically some of my, you know, when you go back and look at your first work, it's not the same as when you first made it. But I think that there's still some value to that, and you just gotta take a look at it every now and then
Oh my god,
to remind yourself.
I went
what
through
you
my
did.
sketchbooks the other day and I saw my first like drawing of Chad.
Your first Chad.
Yeah, my first Chad.
I saw my first Chad the other day.
No, like I started like it was from like almost a year ago now. Like I started drawing them like almost a year
and it
ago.
all like came into perspective.
Yeah, like I've created like this whole entire world with like this entire story just within the span of a year. Like they become a thing now.
That's how I felt about vision. Because I made a whole calendar for art class.
You made a calendar?
My art teacher was very excited about it.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't think I finished it though. But I was like, I had big plans. I made it all the way through like the first 6 months. They were gonna like go across the country. I had them on the pyramids and everything. They were gonna take over. That was the calendar. I mean.
Oh, why didn't you ever finish it?
I think I failed that assignment.
You can never fail an assignment in art.
I can't remember who the art teacher was then, because the only art teacher I really remember now, and I feel bad because I don't remember all of my teachers a lot offhand. Like if I really thought about it, I probably could remember names, but I can't remember. I can't place which grade. But I remember Miss Peralt in high school very well. She was cool in arts class. You know Miss Peralt.
Yeah, I love her.
I feel like she dealt with a lot. She was dealing with a lot of kids all the time. Because I remember a lot of people who go through art class are not taking art seriously, and I just feel bad for art teachers who buy all this art stuff and try to get the kids to take it seriously. And then all these kids are just there to not pay attention and just not even care about your art stuff anyways that you paid for and brought to the class for them.
Right. Kids are just really disrespectful. Like, they don't.
This is fun.
Okay. In like sophomore year, like I was in ceramics with Mr. McDonald, and there was this table that like sat next to ours of this like group of rowdy teen boys, you know?
The worst.
Right. And like, I can't remember if it was in the morning or afternoon, but like they were just always rowdy 24/7. But one day he was like Mr. McDonald was like sitting at our table like talking to us, and like they were like at their table like chucking the clay across the room, like just chucking the clay, just chucking it around. Like, why? What was the point? And Mr. McDonald notices, and he turns around and he's like, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Yeah, so loud, and it like everything went silent.
What the hell are you doing? Like that?
You know Mr. McDonald, like he's so
I
nice.
never had him.
You never had him?
No.
Dude,
I did have a couple one notable conversation with him. I can't remember, but like I know kind of how he is from that conversation.
Yeah.
So he was just more like, "What the hell are you doing?" It was more like that.
Yeah, but he's a really chill guy, so it was like for him to yell out like that.
Yeah, I talked about minivans.
Yeah.
Continue.
But no, like it was just, and they were all shocked, like, "Oh, we were just, I don't know."
That he would even say that.
Yeah, they were all embarrassed. Like, what did you think was gonna, like, you're acting stupid?
Like, "Oh, we like this teacher, and we were being rude."
What'd you expect? I don't know. I think people are very disrespectful to teachers. I think teachers are very undervalued in our society.
I agree. I don't know how much of that is kids being kids and how much of that is like teachers. Because, I feel like when you get out of high school, a lot of people don't act like that as much because they realize, oh, I can't do that all the time. Or maybe they go to college and do the same thing. But I mean, like, I feel like it becomes that for a lot of people. Like, the people that bullied me in school, I can't imagine, or even that I looked at as bullies, because there weren't a ton of them, but, like, I can't imagine they're the exact same way. Just because, like, how? Like, how can you go through high school and then be, like, an adult and still just get off on that? Like, right. It doesn't matter. But yeah, no, it still is a problem, especially people who, like, bully teachers. Like, how can you bully a teacher? Or how can you, like, just not care about, like, throw clay? How can you throw clay?
Like, it's just being, like, they're being stupid and they don't think they're gonna say anything.
Yeah.
And they act all shocked when they do. It's just...
Yeah.
What do you...
Yeah.
People are so disappointed.
That's so not nice.
Right, I hate when people aren't nice.
I won't say any names, but, like, what really bothered me in school is I remember that I remember, like, the first time someone ever, like, called me a name, like, that, like, bothered me, because I was in 7th grade, and, like, I was in science class, and there was this kid, and he was never really nice to me, and, like, I can't remember what happened, but he, like, called me a faggot. Like, he just straight up called me a faggot, and I, like, didn't like it. So I never forgot that. That was in 7th grade. And that same kid was in this group of people in like 10th or 11th grade, and they would always be mean to this other kid. And the other kid, like, they would just always pick on him, and he didn't, like, have, I don't know, maybe he did have, like, friends and all that stuff, but you never really even know about people. He could just be that's, like, who he was, and that was his personality, and they were just mean to him because of who he, like, what they thought he was, because that's how people always are. So, they always picked on him, and they would always say his name from across the room. Like, he'd just be sitting there, or, like, standing in the front of the room doing whatever, and they'd go, like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Jared. That's not his real name. But they'd, like, say Jared, and then Jared would look over, like, you know, and then they'd all look away, and that's the whole joke. But it's so, like, it's harmless. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's harmless, and that's how they can look at it and rationalize it. Like, oh, well, we're just, you know, playing around. But really, you're, like, mentally tormenting this kid every single time he comes into this class. And that's the kind of stuff that really bothered me. I would just go crazy when I saw stuff like that. And I didn't even see a bunch of it. I didn't even get picked on that much. But if I were that person, which I was a little bit, because I remember I would, like, try to stick up for him, and they would just be like,
I remember one time we got on the school bus in the morning.
Oh, I would always be like a little...
Yeah, no, we got on the school bus. I was in like...
The school bus is the words.
Yeah, I was in like 6th grade. I think you were in like 9th. But like, we got on the bus and I had like...
Did I eat something?
Yeah, and like I had just dyed my hair like bright pink. And we got on the bus and I sat down. And this kid who would like always mess with like Wyatt, I guess. He's just kind of a jerk. He's just a jerk. But like
I know who it is.
Yeah, I don't want to say his name.
I know who you're talking about.
He's just a jerk.
Well, there's this thing called bus culture, where people are meaner on the bus. And also, I think that was part of it. But continue.
Oh no, but he just kept calling me Nicki Minaj.
Oh,
like he kept like making fun of my hair.
Minaj. I remember that.
Yeah, and then you stood up, and you like yelled something.
I did not like this man.
Yeah, you really didn't like him. You were
was
mad.
so mean.
Yeah, but you stuck up for me. That was really cool. I appreciated that.
No problem. They were mean to me on the bus all the time. I hated riding the bus because of those people. That was part. I think I repressed that because I wasn't even thinking of that when you brought up bullies.
Yeah, that was probably
That's the worst experience I ever had with bullies, was riding the bus in school. Because like they were always rude to the bus driver, which was like what made it bad. Because the bus driver was cool and he was always trying to be nice, or she, because it was different bus drivers, and they were rude to whoever it was. But it's just like it's so hard to endure because like if everyone was just nice to everyone, it'd be easy. But instead you have these people who are just trying to make it difficult every time. Oh my god. And I'm sure, like I said, those people grew up, hopefully, to realize that that's just not the way the things are.
Yeah, but some people just don't grow up.
Some people don't. You're right. Some people don't. Man, did you hear about our cousin? Our step-cousin?
Our step-cousin?
You didn't hear about him?
No, what happened?
I figure not that many people are going to listen to this podcast, so who cares, really? I'm not going to say his name, but, he had gotten arrested before for selling the fake acid.
Oh, yeah, I know about that.
You don't know about the new thing?
I don't know about the new thing.
He is going to prison. You didn't know about this?
Mm-mm.
He's going... Oh, I gotta push the record button in the camera again. For all those audio listeners, I have to push the record button on the camera every 20 minutes. It's awesome. But, no, he's going to prison because he is involved in a statutory rape case, apparently, in which he did something with a minor there was one that was, I think, 15 or 16, maybe 16. But the other one was 13. And there was alcohol involved. And so what the excuse would be, that it has to do with alcohol. But dude, my take on that is 13. 13 is 13 and alcohol is alcohol. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, isn't he
anything
like
but, like,
20?
dude, if it's a statutory case, you can't say alcohol is an excuse no matter what. So yeah, he's going to prison. But the reason I even bring that up is because what we were talking about before and how some people don't change. You know, he was already doing things before that, and so for that to happen, it's sad to see that happen because, you know, you wish that people wouldn't go down that kind of path. And it's sad to see them affect other people because they, you know, actions have an effect. Like, I remember hanging out with them, and like, later on, hanging out with him, I would kind of get rubbed the wrong way, and then he ended up stealing things from me, and that was a whole thing. Like, he stole a couple. Do you remember that? Oh, you don't remember that?
Oh wait, no.
Yeah, he stole, because I remember I went downstairs one day and my Xbox controller wasn't there, and I thought I lost it, and then like I realized a couple days later that he had hopped over the fence, and my sister just happened to be there and saw him, and my mom had put the dots together that, hey, maybe he stole everything. But when he hopped over the fence, his excuse was, oh, well, nobody was home, and I was just trying to see if I knocked on the back door. But, like...
Cool. Who does that?
Yeah, and eventually he bought me a new Xbox controller that didn't work, and so he had to bring me a new one, like, it was a whole thing. So after that, I didn't like him, and then all these things happened, and, you know, I'm not saying that he's a bad guy, because I'm not going to say that about anybody. I don't know him. I just know that he's going to prison now, and that's sad. And it's sad that is where he happened to take his life. Man, like, he's my age. Or younger than me. I think he might be younger. It's crazy, you know, like, you really have to think about what you're doing in the moment. Because I think a lot of people don't think about that. A lot of people, even your age or my age, who go to parties all the time, and that's just what they're doing. You're just living in the moment. Your friends all say, let's go slash somebody's tires. Let's go slash somebody's tires.
What?
You've never seen that happen?
No.
People do things like that? It's just so weird. I don't understand how people work. Or like, you remember our cousin, his name starts with an A. You don't remember when his... You don't... Yeah. You don't remember... I'm trying to name people. You don't remember when his friends took his PS3 when PS3 was the newest thing at the time. They took his PS3 and threw it out their car window and Snapchatted it to him. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
And one of those friends ended up getting arrested for arson one day because they burnt down some big warehouse or something and got caught. Like, I'm trying to say, there are just people who go down these paths, and it's sad because you don't want to associate with those people because they're not good. They just want to destroy it. I don't understand. Like, how do you get there? Because maybe I gotta be thankful for the way I was raised and where I'm at. Grew up in Swartz Creek, fairly, not that bad. People are pretty sane around here, nothing's that crazy. It's pretty simple.
Genesee County is like the heroin capital of Michigan, something like that.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of heroin around here. I haven't seen it though. I bet there's a lot of cocaine too, though. There's probably coke everywhere. Probably coke all over. Like, I bet if you had the right friends, coke's everywhere. It's just that you ain't seen it. Like, it's the same thing with heroin. And it's not like I know that. It's just like, come on.
Right, if you just know the right people. Like, it's easily accessible.
But at the same time, I'm just, nah. Don't do coke. Don't do heroin.
No, I don't even understand the appeal. Like,
my brain doesn't even want to. Shout out Joe Rogan. I think I'm in the same spot as Joe Rogan on like coke, and I hope I always stay there. Cause the way he approaches it is like he knows that he'd probably really like it, and so he'll never do it. I bet I'm probably the same way. Like, people talk to me like, I've had people say like, oh, you act like you're on coke. Because I'm always like talking a lot and I'm always like antsy. And like, that's funny. But like, I probably would enjoy it because it'd probably just enhance that. And I probably like being like, I'd probably like that kind of thing. And the fact that I know that it's good, because it makes me not want to do it even more, because Coke's not like Coke is a hard drug. It'll mess you up. You don't do Coke, you just don't do it. It's that simple.
Don't do crack.
Same with cigarettes, but cigarettes are a little more complicated for people. But I think it is that simple for all drugs, really, if you want to get down to it. Drugs are bad, but I mean a little bit of caffeine every now and then.
Every now and then, are you kidding me?
A little bit of caffeine, a little bit of what else? What else is in a little bit of sugar? Sugar every now and then. What else is those are really the two ones that everybody does, I feel like. Most people. Sugar and caffeine. A little bit of that. Everything's a drug.
Everything?
Everything is.
Everything.
Yeah. I think so. Like, really? Everything, if you want to look at it that way, everything is habitual, and so it's a drug. Everything is habitual. Do you ever really do something that's like new? Exactly. Exactly. Everything is habitual, and so everything is a drug in the sense that you're doing it. Like, it's not a drug as in like you have a craving for everything you do, but it's like, you know.
I wouldn't say everything's a drug because everything's habitual.
Well, drugs are habitual.
Yeah, but you can't just...
I think it depends on your definition of a drug. If you're looking at a drug as in something that you can be addicted to, then I would argue that everything is a drug because it's habitual. And I think you can get addicted to anything that's habitual.
And you think everything's habitual?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
I don't agree, but I can't explain my thoughts.
Good response. The Good Place is coming back soon. You excited for The Good Place? I'm actually very excited. They're doing what Breaking Bad did in the sense that they're ending it at like a time where you'd be like, wait, they're really gonna end it now?
Yeah.
Because I remember when Breaking Bad was ending and I was like, wait, for real? Like, because, you know, it was still really good. And I still think The Good Place is still pretty good.
It's a really good show. Like
I would argue that probably if I watch... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, like, I put off watching it for a long time because I just, like, I'm not interested. Like, I didn't think I'd be interested in that, like, kind of show. Like, I thought it just looked like, I don't know, every other TV show. But then I watched it, and I really liked it. It's really good. Like, it's not like anything else. And
What's
I think...
your favorite character? It's hard to pick. It's hard to pick for me. I think, for me, it's between Michael, Chidi, and, who's the one that's not so bright?
Yeah, I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name.
I'm not remembering either.
Oh no!
I feel bad because he's such a good character. Play Portal! You know? What's his name?
Jason.
Yeah, it's between Michael, Jason, and Chidi for me.
Yeah.
I love all three of those characters.
Chidi's really good.
Michael's really good though.
Yeah, I think after
so good.
The end of the first season, like that's when you really get into Michael's character. Oh god. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
But I think the fact that they're ending it after 4 seasons is like with Breaking Bad, it just kind of shows that like they knew what they were doing like when they went into it.
Hopefully it shows that you don't actually know. It depends on how it plays out, but I get the sense that they're doing it because they know if they play it out too long, it just will be another one of those shows. It'll be Supernatural.
Dude.
Basically. I mean, because that's the best show you could really say. You know, I haven't even really watched it, but I don't want to watch it because I know it's one of those ones where it's like, it's still on.
Aren't they ending it?
It's still on.
Like this, like next season is the last season. I'm pretty sure.
Good question.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Thank God.
Supernatural. It's not a bad show.
Dude, they're beating a dead horse.
I wonder who's gonna die next. Again.
Sam and Dean. Again. It's gonna happen.
Right. But, Breaking Bad is one of those shows. And same with Better Call Saul, I'm hoping, too, because they're saying now it's probably going to be 2 more seasons. So this is probably going to be this penultimate season coming up. And then after that, you're going to get the last season. So hopefully that's how it's going to play out. And that's how these things kind of work when you have somebody who's running a show that knows how shows should kind of go. So, and I think The Good Place, one thing that's really good about it is the way that the first season plays out. 'Cause I don't want to spoil anything, but like when you finish the first season, you don't even know how the second season would work. And then you get through the second season and it's still a good show. Like it's just, that's one thing that makes it really good.
It's so
The
good.
way that they are managed to write the show into a corner so many times, and then just right out of it, I think they do that really well. In the same way that I think a show like Breaking Bad did. Like, they write themselves into a corner so many times where you're like, you can't even think of how they would go from here. And then they go from there in a way that makes sense. Or they end an episode on a cliffhanger where it's, I think Breaking Bad did that really well. I can't think of a show that really did cliffhangers like Breaking Bad did before that. Because they did it really well. Where like it's always at the end of it. But this, and I don't know, because I didn't watch The Good Place episodically when I watched it first.
Yeah, neither did I.
And I feel like it's one of those shows where it probably would have been better if you did, the way they end episodes. And that's why I'm excited for the 4th season as well. Because I'll be watching it episodically. I wonder how they're gonna end it. I can't say much if I'm not trying to spoil it. Right? There's not much you can say. I mean, I hope they tie it all up with a bow. I hope they make it all nice and sweet. Send everybody off.
You can only be hopeful,
There's so much I'd like to say, but if I'm not trying to spoil it, I'm not going to say any of those things. Other than it's a very good show and I recommend it. And I would say the actor who plays Chidi does a real good job. Also, the actor who plays Jason does a real good job. I would legitimately believe they are those people.
They're really good.
They're real good. Anything else you'd like to say about The Good Place?
Oh, I really like Janet as well.
Janet's so good. There's an episode where she impersonates all the other characters, and that is in particular like a showcase of how good Janet is.
Can I say one thing?
I watched a podcast with her talking about that episode, and she said she was listening, like she was preparing for that. She listened to each character talk on end for hours. And one time she was listening to the actor who played Chidi, and she rolled her window down, and Chidi was, she had her windows down, and Chidi was right there, standing there like waiting, and she was in traffic, and he saw her listening to his voice. And she just looked like a crazy person. And that's basically the story.
That's really funny.
It is. But what were we gonna say about Janet? I wish I knew the actress's name.
I don't want to spoil anything for anybody that hasn't watched the show. But there's a marriage that happens.
Yeah, there is a marriage.
Yeah. That's... Oh.
Is that all you can say?
I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, that's why I was like, why did you even say that? Because where are you going to go from there?
Because I said I didn't want to spoil it.
I would say, see, now that you said that, it's already kind of spoiling if I said anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
But there was a way you could have said that.
What?
I mean, okay. Completely unrelated, but Janet kind of has some events that happen with her, and they kind of mess, because her whole character is that she's like within this place that's basically heaven. She's this all-knowing being that you can just summon whenever. But there are some events that mess up her coding, and so she starts to act a little bit irregular. And that's pretty interesting to watch. And she does a good job as an actress to play all that out. Is that what you're kind of trying to say?
Yeah, I think the love story is pretty great too.
She has a good love story.
Yeah.
She has a very good love story. It's hard to... I mean, if you were an AI being in heaven, how would you love? Watch The Good Place to find out. Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
David Lynch.
Yup.
There's a fish in the percolator.
There's a fish in the percolator.
I mean, what else is there to say?
I don't know.
That's basically it. Who killed Laura Palmer?
My log has something to say.
Who did kill Laura Palmer? Don't answer that. Because...
We all killed Laura Palmer.
Yes, we all killed Laura Palmer. I think David Lynch is probably still my favorite director.
Oh, I still need to watch Eraserhead.
I haven't watched quite a few of his movies, actually. I haven't watched Eraserhead. I haven't watched Mulholland... Oh, I haven't seen Mulholland Drive. Mulholland Drive is good.
Oh, I didn't know he directed that.
What?
I didn't know that was David Lynch.
Mulholland Drive is like around... Like that's post Twin Peaks. You gotta watch that. You gotta watch that.
I didn't know it was David Lynch.
Yeah, that's a good... You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you definitely gotta watch it. I haven't seen Inland Empire. What else is there? There's another one I'm not thinking of that I haven't seen. But I haven't seen quite a few of his movies. Oh, Red Velvet. Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet. Oh, yeah, it doesn't have, Coop.
Yeah, Kyle MacLachlan.
Yep.
But I haven't seen that either. And I wish I had, because Blue Velvet and Blue Velvet and I guess Inland Empire are two in particular that I've been trying to see. But I mean, maybe I have seen Inland Empire now that I think about it. There's another one where the guy's like at a party and there's this creepy dude. And I've seen that scene. David Lynch, Mulholland Drive is a really good movie. Just David Lynch is one of those directors, and obviously I've seen Twin Peaks, the new season. Watched that with you in the old season. How do you feel about the new season Twin Peaks compared to the old season?
Oh my god. David Lynch, he really went all out. I mean, it's like, I think the first two seasons, it was very contained.
The first season was contained.
Yeah, the first season, I'd say.
Yeah.
The first season was pretty contained, but I think the newest season...
Maybe the second half of the first season. Or the second half of the second season. Oh, I'm sorry. The first half of the second season, before the big reveal, I should say.
Yeah.
Moment, the big moment in the season. When that happens, things kind of shift.
Right, but I feel like this new season, it's just... And the way they ended it...
Oh, I don't care.
I mean, it's just, I know...
It's supposed to bother you.
There's never gonna be another season.
If it bothers you, that's the essence of David Lynch.
Right.
I feel like
That's it.
If anything, it's like when Quentin Tarantino describes directing and he says he looks at it like an orchestrator, orchestrating your feelings. It's like that. Like, he's trying to make, David Lynch has this way, though, of directing, and that's why I think he's one of the best. He has this way of, stretching things out so much, but it's not really stretching it out. You know what I mean? There's just moments where you're like, is he really gonna... he directed the season finale of Twin Peaks. The final episode. And there's the moment with Aubrey and a bank. You know what I'm talking about? And it's very stretched out. And that's because David Lynch knew it was the season finale, and people are waiting to see what's going to happen with all these characters that they care about. And so he makes this scene 10 minutes long. That's the intro. And if you watch Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me, the whole 25 minutes starting the movie is like a test of your patience. And if you're willing to sit... Whoops! Oh my lord. If you're willing to sit through a David Lynch movie. Because, the first 25 minutes of that movie have basically nothing to do with Twin Peaks. even if you're familiar with Twin Peaks, you don't know anything that's going on.
Dude, when I first watched it, I didn't understand
still
anything.
Almost like if you watch it now, you're still kind of like, I just want to see Laura Palmer. Like, that's all I want to see.
I kept, I turned on, because I was watching it, online for free, of course. I'm not gonna pay for any movie. But, I went through so many different links, and, I just kept thinking, why is it starting in the middle of the movie? I don't understand. What is going on? Why are all of these cut like this? And then, I watched it on, it was on, Amazon Video or whatever.
It was the actual cut of the movie.
And then I was like, oh, this is the movie. Okay. But it's good. It's a good movie.
Or, when you get to the scene where they're in a bar, and it gets super loud, and there's subtitles on the movie, and you're like, what, am I watching, the wrong version? But nope, that's just David Lynch. He made the too loud and he put subtitles on himself.
But it has a purpose.
But it has a purpose.
Means something.
That's the thing. He's not being abstract just to be abstract, or maybe he is. That's what makes him so good. He's a lot of directors. I think are way too on the nose, and he's not. He's the opposite of that. He's so not on the nose at all. You never really know what any of it means, but that's fine, because maybe you're not supposed to know, and maybe that's the point. Maybe that's what he's trying to say. Maybe you're not supposed to be sitting there thinking, what is all of this? Maybe you're just supposed to be appreciating these things as vignettes. It's little moments. And then create your own meaning throughout that. Because it's all just a moving painting. The next thing we got on our list here that Beau wrote down is, why does Wyatt suck so much?
I think you can answer that.
Moving on, we got Marvel and movies.
Yeah, did you want to talk about that?
We already kind of got on a lot of movies.
Yeah.
So I guess if you want to say anything about Marvel, you're the one who wrote Marvel down. So
you brought up
this is the last thing we got on here, actually.
I don't know. I like Marvel. I think the Marvel Cinematic Universe is really good. Don't know anything about DC, though.
You don't know anything about DC? You didn't watch any of them?
No, I haven't even seen the Batman movies.
Really? You didn't watch Batman vs. Superman?
Nope.
I did see that. I didn't see Justice League.
I didn't see Wonder Woman either.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that. I heard the new one, Shazam. I heard Shazam wasn't bad.
Is that DC?
Yeah.
Huh.
Shazam's DC.
Alright, yeah.
I heard that was not bad, but DC has a very bad streak. Even Batman vs. Superman was not that great. But and Marvel does not have that going on at all. They basically have all good movies for the most part. The only ones you could point at and say that they didn't do as good, maybe, would be Ant-Man and the Wasp. And that's about it. Maybe there's another one I'm not thinking of. But that's the only one that wasn't a big Marvel movie. Right?
I mean, I think it was a good movie. I liked it, but it wasn't a bigger movie. I don't think.
I'm saying it didn't do as commercially great.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I forgot it even came out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't that big of a movie. But what's weird about it is they had that big plot part that played right into Infinity War.
Right.
You have to see Ant-Man and the Wasp and the end credits scene to fully understand his role in that movie. But I think, what's very interesting about Marvel movies, and what I respect about them, is that they've taken what TV shows do so well and put it into film. That's really it. It's when you watch a TV show, they make you want to tune in to see what happens next week. That's kind of what all advertising and marketing is doing that effectively, making you always want to come back and see what happens next. Or a good story is kind of wanting to make you come back and see what's going to happen next until it culminates in this big conclusion. And I think they even did that effectively with Infinity War. It's kind of like watching a season end in a TV show, and now we're entering the second season, and who knows what's going to happen in the second season. You know what I mean? But they're doing at least so far, they've done a really good job at making all of this feel like one big story that meshes together and also works as individual pieces. Like, it surprises me when you watch some of these movies, like how much they work on their own, and looking back, like all the little things that built up to Infinity War throughout the movies. Like, they do a really good job. Like the Infinity Stone in the Thor movies and all that, like, it all mattered in a way.
Right.
Or even in the first Avengers, when like you see Thanos at the end. I remember when that first happened, I'm like, who's that?
And
like years later, everybody knows who Thanos is now.
In the first Avenger, they have the cube.
Yeah, well, that was the first Infinity Stone.
Right, that's in the very first movie.
Yeah, that was but they were developing that from the start, and you didn't even realize. Yeah, little things like that are crazy, and they did plan that out. Like, that was their plan. And maybe they have a plan from here on out. It makes you wonder. I haven't seen Spider-Man, so I'm guessing there's some kind of thing that happens that kind of would hint towards where they're going to go from here on out with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Am I right about that? Is there something that happens in the end credits that may hint towards where they may go in the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? But
not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I would say, but in the Spider-Man universe. And the fact that the whole Sony thing, was it Fox, Sony, I don't know. Sony? Yeah.
Yeah, Sony.
Yeah. The fact that happened after they had just put that end credit scene. They left it on that. Like, you can't. And if Sony tried to make a Spider-Man movie after that, you can't. Because it just wouldn't be right. Like, how they left it,
I really have to see it.
I can't spoil it, Wyatt. You gotta watch it.
I gotta see it. I feel like it's so good.
How do you not know yet? There's memes everywhere.
Yeah, I haven't seen it anywhere.
You haven't seen the memes?
No. I don't know what it is. I know nothing about it. It's probably good though. Probably really. There's 2 end credit scenes.
Oh yeah, yeah, both of them.
I know.
But one of them in particular is what angers me.
You see Batman and you're like, what? How could they?
Oh my God, is that Robert Pattinson?
Is that Robert Pattinson? What? For real though, Robert Pattinson is Batman. Is he gonna be a young Batman? Is that the idea?
I don't know. Joaquin Phoenix is the Joker though.
I haven't seen it. Apparently it's good.
It hasn't.
Yeah, it's out. There's reviews at least.
Oh my God.
I try not to watch reviews for movies, but I did watch the review for that, and people were saying it was good. Because I was just curious. I was like, because I really don't know. It's like either that's like a dumpster fire or it's gonna be good. Because Joaquin Phoenix, you know, like one or the other. Because it's DC, but not really. So who knows?
Right.
But you didn't know it wasn't DC, but not really. You thought it was regular DC. Because that's the difference. It is a big difference.
So DC, but not really, is like...
It's like Fox doing a Marvel movie. It's like if Fox did a Spider-Man movie now. It's the same thing.
Fox? Sony?
Or Sony, I'm sorry. It's like if Sony did a Spider-Man movie. It's the same thing. It's like they are using the rights, but they aren't actually the company. So they're not actually within the universe of the other films.
Sure.
It's weird because people will go to see the movie thinking that it's within the universe, but it's not. Like, people probably saw Venom thinking they were going to see Spider-Man, but they didn't.
Isn't like X-Men not in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's like a Marvel movie?
Yep. But now it's going to be because they bought the rights. Yeah, that was part of the... That was like part of their big thing going to the new phase. Like, they're gonna have Wolverine. They're gonna have to redo Wolverine again.
Again?
Yeah, again. Like, Logan is gonna not be a thing now. That was another Wolverine. Yeah. But they're gonna do Wolverine again. And have all the X-Men again. But Deadpool's gonna have to be entered into... Yeah. You didn't know this? Deadpool is like being entered into the Marvel Universe somehow now because... they bought that.
Oh.
Like, that's part of the deal. Yeah, you didn't know? Like they did that whole Deadpool Christmas movie that was Deadpool 2, but like PG, and I'm guessing that was them testing the waters, but it didn't do that well. But it was also Deadpool 2 again, but PG. So who would want to see that exactly? There's like some extra scenes and whatnot. But...
Oh man.
I mean, hey, if you're a Ryan Reynolds fanatic, you're gonna see it.
Dude, I love Ryan Reynolds.
Some people are just like, you know, you ever hear anybody like that?
No.
Freaks me out. I have some friends.
Oh, who's that one actor her mom doesn't like?
Doesn't like? I think I say does like because I was immediately going to say Keanu Reeves.
She's in the Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh, I remember you saying she didn't like her, but I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't know, I was watching the show and like the actress reminded me of someone that mom would like, so I brought her up to her and she's like, no, I hate her. I hate her. She's just so fake. She gets everything handed to her. Like, she was just raised in the industry. That's what, it was just so intense. Like, she just didn't like her at all. I was just shocked.
I really wonder who it was.
I can't think of her name.
It's really scandalous of mom to talk like that.
She's, in Scream.
I don't know. I don't know her name. Google it.
Thank you. I will.
She's probably not even that bad. Mom's probably just being mean. I'm gonna have to take a drink of my Capri Sun.
How much longer is this? Oh my god.
Well, we can stop whenever.
We can stop whenever.
Yeah, we're gonna get an hour and 11 minutes. This is my longest one yet.
Oh my god!
Yeah, we're doing real good.
Drew Barrymore.
My mom hates Drew Barrymore. Fun fact.
This is Drew Barrymore, if you don't know her.
She doesn't look so bad. Why does mom hate her?
Because she was raised in the industry, she just got everything handed to her. Like, she didn't earn anything herself.
That's messed up. Why would mom be like that?
I don't know.
That's hateful.
It is. It's also 4:30 in the morning, Wyatt. I have to work tomorrow.
Okay. Today. So Beau has to work at 11 and it's 4:30 in the morning.
I have to sleep still.
So Beau probably wants to end the podcast.
Yes.
So listen. Do we have any final statements? Anything we want to say? Like, I think that they just experienced, you know, like, whether we know it or not, the fact that they experience this relationship gives them some insight on, you know, the mind of Ruse as an artist, and also just kind of like who, you know, you are, and like how like they're like, wow, like this is really like the type of like people he surrounds himself with.
I mean, I don't think you choose to surround yourself with your family.
Yeah, I guess I'm stuck with.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what I mean, right?
Sure.
It's like, you know, they're really getting some insight on my my inner, and also your like inner workings, and the way that your noggin turns, and like they're really learning a lot about that kind of stuff.
Sure. Okay.
I wish I could talk like Theo Von, you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Sometimes he says stuff and you're just like, where would you even come up with that?
How? Like, who talks like that? Theo Von. Like, I used, like, you'd think it was just like a I can't even, I'm so tired.
Southern thing.
You'd think it'd be like, just like a southern thing, but like, it's just Theo Von. It's just him.
Yeah. Maybe it's having a mullet.
It's the mullet.
Maybe maybe everyone just needs a mullet. But you know, Oliver Tree makes me think I just need a bowl cut. So.
You had a bowl cut for a while.
Is it a bowl cut or a mullet? Which one? I had both. That's what I had. Though.
You've never had.
I had a mullet. That's what I called it. It was a bowl in the front, but a mullet in the back. That's a mullet.
That just sounds like you have bangs.
Bangs in the front and a mullet in the back. You know how ugly that is? That's like as bad as it gets.
Isn't that just having bangs?
No, it's a bullet.
No, you're making it out to be something it's not. It just sounds like you had bangs. You don't want to admit it.
Okay.
Can we end this now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Now it's a good time to end. Now that you've insulted me.
Oh, I could keep going. I've held back this entire time.
No.
I think I called you an idiot like once. I'm sorry about that.
Did you call me an idiot?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
I'm sorry.
I didn't notice because I'm so stupid. I wasn't paying attention. I was just lollygagging.
I mean,
I can
didn't
barely
say
pay
it,
attention when
but-
people are talking to me.
I didn't say it, but if the shoe fits.
Oh, well, if the shoe fits.
If the shoe fits what? Wyatt. Finish the thought. You're eating a Capri Sun. You're not even drinking it.
If the shoe fits, then this has been a very nice episode of Ruse Radio. I'm so happy to have you guys here. I couldn't think of anything to say right there. Beau, do you love my audience?
I don't know them.
Beau loves you guys, and I love you too, and I hope you know that. I hope you are having a good life wherever you're at. If you've listened to this whole thing, then honestly,
Why?
and I'm impressed. You must like us for some reason, so go ahead, go and follow Beau Crabman Jones on Instagram. That's BeauCrabmanJones.
I really gotta shorten that.
I'm surprised I got it in my first try just now.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
But yeah, so just go follow that on Instagram. It's gonna be a good time. You know, it's always a good time when you're chilling with your buddies, and this has been a good time chilling with your buddies right here. This is me and Beau on Ruse Radio. Clocking out.
Goodbye.